In this video, I want to talk about a few ignorant talking points that I am tired of mainly women saying. I am going to play a video of a morbidly obese lady saying that her breasts are extremely large due to genetics and there's nothing that she can do about it.
I think anytime, especially as a woman, when you have a body part that is large,
When you have a body part that is large,
I think anytime, especially as a woman, when you have a body part that is large, for me, like I have large breasts, it's genetic, it's nothing I can do about
for
it.
me, like I have large breasts. It's genetic, it's nothing I can do about it.
So for me, I've always had extra large breasts, right? Flat butt. God knew not to give me both.
We would not ask.
Y'all wouldn't have seen me here. I would have been dancing somewhere. But for me, because I went from being like really flat to, as soon as I hit puberty, I became really curvy.
As soon as I hit puberty, I became really curvy.
And I started trying to hide my body, hide my breasts, wear big sweatshirts. I was uncomfortable. But I feel like once I started to embrace it, I got my power. And so for me, I just kind of feel like this is my body.
Okay, so first of all, that was the most ignorant video I have watched. And it's so funny because us women will never ever hold each other accountable. We kind of just agree on and just nod our head and continue to eat. And then, they always place the blame on everything else but theirself and that fork. Okay? You and that fork is why you're big. It's not because you hit puberty and then got curvy. What are we talking about? And then let's talk about how she said that she has really big breasts due to genetics. And ladies and gentlemen, this is why I was not being mean when I said plus size people just need to be quiet because they let delusion fly out their mouth 24/7. I see this mentality with a lot of bigger people. They truly believe that their body is the way it is due to genetics. If you are morbidly obese, you don't know how your body is supposed to be. You're not supposed to be fat. So everything is out of order. Everything is dysregulated.
Especially as a woman, when you have a body part that is large. For me, like I have large breasts. It's genetic. It's nothing I can do about it.
If you are morbidly obese with humongous breasts, that is not due to genetics. The only way you will know if it's due to genetics is if you are in shape. If you are at a healthy weight, then you can start talking about, okay, my breasts are big or small due to genetics. But if you are morbidly obese, it's like, ma'am, what do you mean your breasts are huge? Everything on you is huge. Your whole entire body is huge. That's why your breasts are huge. It's not just the breast alone.
Woman, when you have a body part that is large.
If you lose the weight, you would be surprised when you realize how much smaller your breast would get. I mean, that's exactly what happened to me. When I used to have very huge breasts, and I thought the same exact thing that I just explained. I thought, oh, this is just how my body is supposed to be. It wasn't until I lost the weight, my bra size dropped tremendously. I dropped a couple of sizes, and it made me question everything. I used to always think that I'm just supposed to be a very large-breasted girl, and it made me realize, no, I only had really big boobs because I was obese. I was overweight. So it just goes back to the last video that I did where I said, if you are morbidly obese, zip it. Zip it and just lose the weight. Stop coming online announcing ignorant talking points because you don't know what you're talking about. You don't know what your body is supposed to be because that's not how your body is supposed to be. You're not supposed to be fat. So everything on you is dysregulated. Everything on you is not supposed to be what it's supposed to be. You have extremely large breasts because guess what? Your arms are also extremely large. Your stomach is also extremely large. Your chin is large. Everything on you is large because you are morbidly obese. Like, let's not do that, okay?
As a woman, when you have a body part that is large. For me, like I have large breasts. It's genetic. It's nothing I can do about it.
I'm not trying to age shame. I have nothing against older people. I don't know this lady. I will Google this after the video. She looks to be about in her 30s, if I have to guess, late 30s. How are you in your late 30s and you don't know this? I don't understand slow older people. I just don't get it. Like, what was the whole point of being on earth longer? You're supposed to have the wisdom. You're supposed to teach the game to other people. I will never understand that, because this is just basic. Your body is what you make it. You are what you eat, meaning your body is based on how much food you put in your mouth, how many calories you're burning a day. If you are morbidly obese, it's because you're eating too many calories than what you are burning. You're not obese due to genetics. Your breasts are not huge due to genetics. Your breasts are huge because you are huge. It's like, I do want to do deeper topics. We have gone so far away from common sense. They love my videos, but in every video, all I'm saying is basic common sense. Like, back in the day, I didn't need to say any of these things that I'm talking about on my video. It's just like we already understood it. But people are always trying to come up with these new words and these coping mechanisms, and this is what I'm going to talk about. So back in the day, it was known that women tended to gain weight after high school, right? Why do they have a new term for this now? Now the ladies are calling it, on TikTok and so on, a second round of puberty. So basically, this is when you gain weight after high school, and instead of calling it for what it is, you gained weight after high school, they're calling it a second round of puberty. Basically, taking the accountability away from themselves and just placing blame on genetics once again.
It's crazy how when I turned 25, like, I truly went through a second puberty. I'd always heard, like, just wait till you turn 25. And I was like, not me though. But no, I turned 25 and I became the heaviest that I've ever been in my entire life.
You know, why did nobody ever tell us about the second puberty you go through when you hit your 20s? I will be 22 August 23rd, and nobody told me how much your body would change once you were in your 20s. Like, my 19-year-old self is quaking because your body does change again, like getting more curvy, keep weight off, like things change.
We're going to be talking all things second puberty. This is not spoken about enough and it needs to be spoken about more. I want to start off by saying I've done as much research on this. Now, I understand the word second puberty is actually like the official word for it. It's just like slang that we have, like we do, we nickname everything. For me, the most obvious change in myself was my weight gain. Is your weight changes, whether that's gaining weight or losing weight. I'm 21 and I had no idea these changes happen. Our body is constantly changing and preparing ourselves for the next step of our lives.
Prepare to be sick of me. Prepare right now to be.
Okay, can we talk about this? Because it's a very real phenomenon, and I'm going to show you using myself. There's me at 18. There's me at like 21. Better picture of the body. Fast forward to 26. Do you see the material? 28, 29, like that second puberty wave is no joke, sis.
It's not a second round of puberty. It's just that you're moving less because you're not as active, because you're not a kid anymore. You're not a teen anymore. You're not running around. Most people have desk jobs. Most people do not go to the gym. You're not active. And then you're eating more because you might have more money, you know? That's why you're gaining weight. And so when you gain weight, for most women, especially when you're black, you looked like how I looked when I gained weight. I was curvaceous as heck. I had a huge butt. I had huge boobs. And so they call that the second round of puberty. It's like, no, it's just that when you gain weight, 9 times out of 10 for most people that gain weight, you're going to get the larger breast, the larger butt. It's because you're gaining weight. It's not a second round of puberty. Like, that is a complete myth that women have made up. And, you know, they're always making up words. It's a coping mechanism to get them out of holding themselves accountable and realizing, stop placing blame on a word. The blame is on yourself. All these obics and isms that you guys have created and all these terms, throw it away. Talking about second round of puberty, that is the most ignorant thing. And I have been seeing that for the longest. And I am so happy I can make a video on that. Please. Once again, like I say, let's get in the gym, cut back on the food, and get to business. Stop with all these words that are making you not hold yourself accountable. And that is why I was not lying when I said in my last video, plus size people just need to be quiet. Your body is not supposed to be fat, so you don't know what you're talking about. And it just frustrates me when influential people with power, you are famous, you have a platform, and you're using it to promote ignorant things that are not true. In my last video, I said, yes, plus size people are not qualified to be making any weight related topic comments. You being plus size in itself is already dysregulated. You're not supposed to be plus sized. God did not put you on this earth to be plus size. That is unhealthy. Your body is not thanking you. You are doing yourself a disservice by carrying all that excess fat. And if you took a physical test, you would not be healthy. Even with men who are morbidly obese, they get the man boobs. Men are not supposed to have boobs. Men are not supposed to have breasts. It's dysregulated. It's the same thing as when you have a big girl and she calls herself thick. Okay, sure. The thing is, you might have a butt, right? But you're big all over too. That's why you have a butt. And also, while we're here, let's talk about the word thick, actually, because I want to talk about that. Before I share examples on the screen of what thick is, I just want to give a disclaimer and say you're technically not even supposed to be thick, because we are not supposed to be carrying a bunch of excess weight no matter where it is on our body. But I'm trying to be realistic here. I understand that as a whole, we're not going to all be slim, which is what you're really supposed to be, because technically slim is in shape. But since we're here, let's just talk about the difference, because some people, we have to take baby steps. Some people think they're thick and they're not. So let me tell you what thick is. Thick is when a girl is slim, but she just has extra meat in the right places. So she's slim, but has thighs on her and a butt on her. That's thick. Some of you guys are big. How do you know the difference? If your arms are big, if your stomach is big, if your chin is big, if the upper part of your body is big, you are not thick, okay? And I'm gonna put examples on the screen. It's like that in between. It's an in between category. That's what it was supposed to be for. The bigger people had taken over the word, and that was another word to make themselves feel better about being big. They call themselves thick. No, you're big. Thick is a word to describe aesthetically pleasing women. Okay, if you have rolls all over the place, you look nasty, you look big, you look sloppy, unfortunately, you're not thick. Thick is for when everything is meshing well together. It's the pear shape or hourglass shape. Those girls are thick. Once you start becoming wide, you are not thick. Thick is all about the upper part should be small, petite, lower part juicy, big thighs. The word thick is an in-between category when you can't really look at a woman and say that she's skinny, but you also can't look at her and say that she's big. It's that in-between. And like I said, it's all about the aesthetics. You gotta have either the pear shape or hourglass shape going on. You cannot have an apple shape or any of the other shapes and then call yourself thick. It's a thin line. It's very specific.